Aloha friends, welcome to the farm on the big island of Hawaii. My name is Suzy and thank you for joining me today. We're going to begin today on our backs, so go ahead and have a seat and lay down on your back. You can keep your knees bent if that feels more comfortable, or go ahead and stretch the legs out. And then bring the arms out just a little to the sides, palms facing up towards the sky. Let's take a couple of nice deep breaths in and out. Letting the belly rise and fall naturally. Close your eyes if they're not already closed. Relax the muscles around the face. Space between the eyebrows. And take note of any tension that may be holding on in your jaw area. Begin to lengthen the inhales and exhales, breathing in and out of the nose, and hearing the sound of the breath at the back of the throat, that ujjayi breath. Okay, take another couple of deep breaths. And allow each exhale to soften and simply allow the body to become heavier. Just allow yourself to be supported by the mat. And let's focus a little bit more on the breath here. This is called three-part breath, where we inhale first into the belly, then into the rib cage, and then finally the top of the inhales all the way up to the collarbone space. And then slowly exhale all of the air out. So you're going to do this for a few times at your own pace, nice and slow. Begin inhaling into the belly, then the ribs, and the top of the chest. Just a couple more times. Go ahead and finish that cycle of breath. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and bend the knees, placing the soles of the feet onto the mat. We're going to walk the feet out as wide as the mat. And then we're going to take the arms out to a T. Take a nice big breath in. And then exhale. Just turn the hips towards the right. The right knee will open. The left knee will follow. The feet are going to stay right where they are. Windshield wiper over to the right side. As soon as you begin inhaling, inhale through the belly, bringing the knees back up. And then exhale, turn the hips towards the left knee will open up, and the right knee will follow. Again, begin inhaling, bringing the knees back up. And then exhale, And this time, maybe look over that left shoulder if it feels okay on the neck. Begin inhaling both the knees and the head back up. And then exhale, maybe looking over the right shoulder this time. Inhale. And exhale. And just one more time each side, then we'll stay and hold for a few breaths on each one. Inhaling. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, we'll stay and hold. Really breathe into that left rib cage, along the left side body, the front of the left hip, all the way down the thigh, the knee. Just feel this whole area expand with breath. Take one more nice big breath in. Exhale nice and slow. And then your next inhale, bring the knees and the head back up. Begin exhaling, turning the hips towards the left knee opens up, head turns towards the right. Stay and hold for a couple of breaths. One more nice big breath in. Slowly exhale, finding some softness, maybe some more release. And then begin inhaling, bringing the head and the knees back up. Go ahead and walk the feet in so that they're hip width or maybe outer hip width apart. And then we're going to walk the feet closer towards the buttocks. If you're able to touch the fingers towards the heels, that's great. But ideally what we're trying to do is line up the knees right over the ankle. So, again, hip width or outer hip width apart on the feet. And go ahead and lift up all 10 toes. Feel the four corners of each foot really ground into the earth or into the mat. And then slowly bring the toes down, keeping them nice and spread. This is the foundation in the feet. The arches should be nice and active, and they should be four corners of each foot connected to the earth throughout. Take a nice big breath in. The arms are going to be down by the sides, palms are facing the earth. And then as you exhale, we're going to press into the feet, engage those legs, and lift the hips up towards the sky. Keep the four corners of each foot grounded. And then slowly exhale, using the entire exhale to lower the hips. Again, take a nice big breath in. Exhale, press into the feet, lift the hips up, and hold. Sometimes there's a tendency for the toes to lift up or perhaps to roll towards the inner or outer edge of the foot. So make sure that the four corners of each foot are grounded and connected to the mat. One more big breath in. Exhale, nice and slow, rolling down. We're going to do that one more time, except for this way. This time we're going to press into the feet and only lift up halfway. We'll stay there and hold. We'll take another big breath in, exhale, and lift the rest of the way up and hold. Let's take a breath in, exhale, press and lift halfway. Take another big breath in. Exhale, press the rest of the way, lifting the hips up. Maybe lifting just a little bit higher. Stay strong throughout the feet, the legs. And then slowly exhale all the way. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring the knees to the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Maybe rocking side to side if that feels good on the lower back and sacrum. We're going to bring the knees up, and then we're going to have the shins be parallel with the earth. Going to give the legs a little squeeze towards one another. That way we activate the inner thighs. We're going to clasp the hands behind the head. You can keep the head down throughout, or you can also lift from the heart and lift the shoulders up off the mat. Either way, what we're going to do is we're going to exhale and tap that right foot down. Inhale to bring it back up. Exhale, left foot. Inhale up. Keep going. And inhale to come up. Exhale down. Four more times. For 3, 2, and last one. Hold. Lift up the heart. Give the legs a little squeeze. And slowly bring the knees into the chest. Let go of all of that effort. Maybe even take the knees wide if that feels good. One more big breath in. And then when you exhale, bring the knees together. We're going to roll over to the left side. Use the left arm as a nice little pillow. And take a couple of breaths here on your side. And take one more nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, we'll slowly push ourselves up, allowing your head to be last. And let's come over to our hands and our knees into table position. So table pose here. We're lining up our shoulders right over the wrists, and then our hips are going to be right over the knees. And the knees are going to be hip width or maybe outer hip width apart. Let's do some cat-cows. So when we inhale, we're going to drop the belly, lift the tailbone, as well as the heart up towards the sky. And then exhale, we're going to cat arch that back. Bringing the chin towards the chest. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Imagine your shoulders as being a nice gateway, bringing the heart through that gate. Exhale. Couple more times. Inhale. And exhale. And return the body to neutral. So we're going to do some hip circles here. I'm going to turn towards you. So hip circles, we're just going to take the hips towards the right, making a nice big circle. Exhaling as we come back. And then we'll inhale to come up around. And exhale. Just allow the upper body to do whatever is intuitive. There might be a place where maybe you go a little slower in that circle. And one more time to that side. Inhale to come up around. And then switch the circle. Couple more times. Inhale to come back around. And last one, really draw a nice big circle. And inhale, coming back. All right. So continuing to open up our hips. We'll turn towards the side just a little bit here first. So we're gonna have our knees be hip width apart. It might be easier for you to do it from table pose, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna extend this right leg out towards the side. And we can readjust the foot correctly if you want to come up onto the knee, or you can just continue to be on your hands and knees. But what we want to do is place the actual sole of the foot onto the mat. And then the toes are going to point forward. All right, so right leg is extended. Then we're going to come back into our table pose. And what we're doing here is we're just sinking the hips back as we exhale. And inhale to come back up. So we'll turn towards the side a little bit here. Exhale, just bringing the hips back. Inhale to come up. Exhale. Might feel a nice stretch in that upper inner right thigh. And exhale. Inhale to come up. Just a couple more times. And inhale. Last time. And up. Go ahead and bring that right leg in. We're going to switch sides. We're going to take the left leg out. Again, place the sole of the foot actually onto the mat or to the floor, and then point the toes forward. Take a nice big breath in, and then exhale. We'll slowly sit the hips back. You might notice that perhaps one side might be more sore than the other, or more tight than the other. Kind of depends on what types of activities you do. It's just good to know. Inhale to come up. And one more time. And back. Go ahead and bring that leg back in. And then I'll turn towards the side here. So we'll do a little bit of thread the needle. Actually, I'll demonstrate this going forward first. So we're going to be on in table pose. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift up the right arm, inhaling up towards the sky. And then we're going to exhale, and this little space in between the arm and the leg, we're going to thread the needle through, placing the upper outer arm as well as the side of the head and the face onto the mat. Now this left hand is going to stay pressing into the earth, and then maybe we're able to look underneath that armpit. Be sure to weight the knees evenly. Take some nice deep breaths, really fill up that back body. And then on your next inhale, we're going to press into that left hand as we untwist, lifting that right arm up towards the sky. And then exhale and come back down. Now we'll do the other side here. Inhale, left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, thread the needle through. Place the upper outer arm, side of the head and face onto the mat. Press into that right hand, send that elbow up towards the sky, weight the knees evenly, and again, maybe look underneath that armpit. Take one more nice big breath in. As you exhale, press into the right hand, untwist, and then inhale the left arm up towards the sky, and exhale, coming back down. Beautiful. So let's come into child's pose. Gonna take the knees wide, big toes are together. Sink the hips back, and stretch the arms out in front of you. Placing the third eye down onto the mat. Take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, we're going to walk the hands off the side of the mat towards the right, any amount. And then we're going to sink that left hip back. And then I like to tent or spider my fingers. You can also think of it as holding onto a little cupcake underneath there and making sure that it's not smashed. So whatever visualization helps you. But maybe that might help extend the stretch for you. If not, just leave the hands down. But really breathe into that left rib cage, the left back body. Take one more nice big breath in. Exhale, walk the fingers through center, off towards the left this time. Sink that right hip back and reach forward. Really breathing into that whole right side of the body. Feeling that nice stretch. One more nice big breath in. Exhale, walk the hands back into center. And come back into child's pose. So we're going to do a little flow to come back up into standing. So we're going to do this flow a total of 4 times. As we begin, we're going to begin in child's pose. Then we're going to inhale, and you can add a little cat arch to the back if that feels good. And then the top of the inhale, maybe add a little cow. Then we're going to start to exhale. We're going to tuck those toes underneath, and we're going to lift the hips up towards the sky for our first down dog. Knees are bent. Then we're going to inhale, nice and slow, controlled, all the way down, right back into table pose. And then exhale back into child's pose. Begin again. Inhale. Feel free to cat arch the back. And at the top of the inhale, add a little cow. Begin exhaling, tucking those toes, lifting the hips up. Keep the knees bent. Begin inhaling. Exhale back into child's pose. And again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. This next time we're going to stop in down dog and stay there. Inhale. Exhale. Again, knees are bent. And now go ahead and pedal out those feet. Let's do some nice movements that feel good. And then find your way to some stillness here in down dog. Listen to the quality of the breath. Smooth it out. Again, we haven't really warmed up those hamstrings at all, so feel free to keep those knees as bent as necessary. One more nice big breath in. The bottom of that exhale, bend the knees and simply walk the feet up towards the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let the head go completely. Press into the feet and inhale all the way up. And exhale. Arms back down. Beautiful. So let's begin our sun salutations. Standing in Tadasana. Nice and tall, lengthening through the crown of the head. Really rooting in through the feet. Just inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hinging from the hips, bending the knees as much as necessary. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees. Step back into plank and pause. Plank can be done also on the knees, or if you have any wrist issues, you can also do plank on forearms. We want to send those thigh bones up towards the sky. The legs are nice and strong. And then exhale, we're going to keep the elbows hugging in towards the ribs as we slowly lower ourselves all the way to the belly. Go ahead and plant the tops of the feet into the mat. We're going to leave the hands right here underneath the shoulders. We're going to inhale 3 times into baby cobra, light on the hands. So inhale and exhale. Keep those elbows hugging in towards the ribs. And exhale. One more time. Now tuck those toes. Legs are nice and strong. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale. Push yourself through table and then into down dog. Big breath in. Bottom of that exhale, bend the knees. Either walk or step up to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees. Step back with the other foot this time and plank. Brief hold. Send the heels straight back, thigh bones up to the sky. And then exhale, nice and slow, all the way to the belly. Plant the tops of the feet into the mat. We're going to bring the arms out, or the hands out outside of the mat this time. So there's probably about a good foot, maybe a little bit less than a foot. We're going to tent, spider, or the fingers again, and then we're going to send the elbows straight up towards the sky. All right? Plant the tops of the feet again, and then we're going to inhale 3 times. And exhale. Imagine just peeling yourself as if you were a sticker. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck those toes. Legs are strong. Big breath in. Exhale. Push through table. And then into down dog. Listen to the quality of the breath. In and out of the nose, hearing the sound at the back of the throat. Big breath in. Bottom of the exhale, either walk or step up to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press into the feet, inhaling all the way up. And exhale. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, step back into plank, and pause. Press the ground away. And then slowly lower yourself all the way to the belly. We're going to plant the tops of the feet into the mat. And then bring the arms out in front of you. When we inhale, we're going to inhale the right arm and the left leg. Then it'll be the left arm and the right leg. And then we're going to do both at the same time. So take a breath in, and then we'll begin on the next inhale. Let's begin. Inhale, right arm and left leg. And it doesn't really matter how high you come up. Just think about reaching in either direction equally. Inhale, left arm, right leg. And exhale. Both arms and both legs. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck those toes. Big breath in. Exhale. Push through table. And then into down dog. Big breath in. Bottom of the exhale, bend the knees. Let's meet at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let the head go. If the feet are together, that's fine, but let's go ahead and take a step apart. So we're still here, forward folded. Feet are apart, maybe hip width or even outer hip width. We're going to bend those knees. Bend them a lot. We want to make contact, hopefully, with the torso and the thighs. So as much as the knees need to be bent to do that. And then let's go ahead and give the head a little shake, maybe a little nod. And then take opposite elbow in each hand for a ragdoll. Utilize each exhale to simply melt the torso over the knees, over the thighs, allowing the head to be heavy. Maybe to rock or swing side to side if that feels good. And then go ahead and release the elbows. We're going to press into the feet and inhale all the way up. And exhale. Arms down by the sides. Beautiful. Let's continue. Inhaling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Bend the knees. Take a step back with the left foot into a lunge. We're going to place that left knee down onto the mat. Before we come up, we're going to create a scissor action in our upper inner thighs by drawing the right foot and the left knee towards one another. We're going to firm the lower belly and then come up. Hands can be here on the front of the knee. You might already feel a nice stretch in the front of the left hip. And then let's raise the arms, inhaling them up towards the sky, lifting the heart up. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, we're simply going to sink the hips. Maybe coming down a little bit more. Inhale to come back up. Exhale and sink. You can also just keep the arms down, of course, or lift the arms up. We're going to sink the hips down. Arms are going to be nice and strong, and the fingers are going to be spread wide. So the arms are active. We're going to slowly bring them down in front. Keep that scissor action going in the upper inner thighs. And then we're going to open the right arm up and twist. Activating those obliques. Keep that nice scissor action going in the upper inner thighs. And never forget to breathe. Big breath in. Imagine that natural resistance as we bring that right arm back. Place the hands down onto the mat. We're going to step back into plank. Just a brief pause. And then push back into down dog. Take a moment, just listen to the quality of the breath. Big breath in. Bottom of the exhale, bend the knees. Meet at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, let the head go. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale. Let's do the other side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees a lot. Send the right leg straight back. Then place that right knee down. Create the scissor action by drawing the left foot and the right knee towards one another. Firm the lower belly, and then come up. You might have one side that might be a little bit more, feeling like it's a little bit more stretching on that side, and that's okay. We're all asymmetrical. If you do a lot of sitting, this might feel really good. You work at a computer. Keep that nice scissor action. Keep the lower belly firm. We're going to lengthen through the crown of the head. And then we're going to inhale, maybe the arms up, lifting up our hearts. And then as we exhale, maybe sinking the hips down. Inhale to come up. And then the next time we have the hips sink down, we're going to stay there. Arms are going to turn nice and active. Fingers are nice and spread. Slowly bring the hands down right in front. And this time you're going to open up the left arm nice and slow. So a nice twist. Listen to the quality of the breath. One more nice big breath in. Exhale, natural resistance as we bring that left arm back. Place both hands down onto the mat. Step back into plank, brief pause. And push back into down dog. Big breath in. Bottom of the exhale, let's meet at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale. Standing in Tadasana. Beautiful. So let's continue. Turn towards me if you're not already. Let's take a nice big wide step out. So ideally, if our arms were out to the sides, our ankles would be right underneath the wrists, right? So nice big wide stance. Basically a whole leg length underneath there. We need a solid foundation. So we're going to start our Warrior 2 series or sequence here. So we're going to turn the right toe towards the side. And then with the back foot, it's not going to be straight parallel. We're going to turn the toes in towards maybe sort of the midline of the body, just a smidget, okay? And then I like to set it up so that the front heel is splitting the middle of my arch on the back foot. All right, legs are nice and strong. Inhale the arms up. And then exhale, we're gonna bend that right knee, coming into our Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2 position. Arms are nice and strong. Imagine that there's a tug of war being played with on either's arms. So they're both going equally in either direction. And ideally, we don't want this knee to go past the ankle. So if it is going past the ankle, just take a nice wider step by maybe scooching that back foot. All right? Legs are strong. Keep on grounding into the outer edge of the back foot and breathe. We're going to reverse our warrior.
And exhale. Let's do that a couple more times. Reverse. Inhaling up. That left arm just goes anywhere on that back thigh. And one more time. And exhale. Let's go ahead and straighten that knee. We're going to turn the toe in, and we're going to switch to the other side. Let's go ahead and set up your feet. Inhale the arms up. And then exhale, come into your warrior two. Inhale, reverse. And exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Legs are nice and strong. Slowly straighten that front leg. Turn the toe in. And again, let's set up our feet for the other side again. So we're going to kind of combine a few things that we've been working on already. Inhale the arms up. Exhale into your warrior two. We're going to inhale and reverse that warrior. As we exhale, we're going to bring the arms around, kick up that back heel, and we're going to step into a lunge. We're going to go ahead and lower the left knee down. And then we're going to create that scissor action again in that front, in between the upper inner thighs, and come up. We're going to inhale the arms up. As we exhale, we're going to twist. So we're exhaling all the air out and twisting. So the arms are in prayer, and they're going on the outside of that right knee. You can stay here, or option to straighten the back leg. Press the fingers or the hands together. Listen to the quality of the breath. One more nice big breath in. Exhale. Hands go on either side of the front foot. Step back into plank. Back into down dog. Big breath in. Bottom of the exhale. Come up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's come all the way up. And exhale, back down. All right, let's take another wide step out, and we'll do the other side. So set up your feet. We'll turn the left toes out. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, come into your warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Two more times. And last time. This time we're going to come back and reverse the warrior. And then we're going to come back around. The arms are going to pinwheel around. The left back heel flips up. And we step into a lunge. The right knee comes down onto the mat. We create the scissor action and come up. This time we're going to inhale the arms up. And I'll switch my view here so that you can see that from the front side. Inhale the arms up. And then we exhale and twist. Hands are in prayer. Option to straighten that back leg. Send that back thigh bone up towards the sky. One more nice big breath in. And exhale, untwist. Placing both hands onto the mat, stepping into plank. Brief pause. Back into down dog. And again, listen to the quality of the breath. Smooth it out. In and out of the nose.
Hearing the sound in the back of the throat. Big breath in. Bottom of the exhale. Bend those knees. Step up to the front of the mat. Inhale. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale all the way up. Exhale the hands down. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and do our standing pose. We're going to do tree pose. This is one of my favorite poses. We're amongst really amazing, beautiful trees, so I think it's a great pose to do in honor of the farm here. You can stay on your mat, or it might actually be helpful to step off the mat and really, really ground your feet into the earth, into the floor, wherever you might be practicing. But do me a favor, this is a really nice exercise. There's a lot of things that we kind of take for granted because our bodies just do them so automatically for us. So this is just a nice drawing some awareness to the activations that happen as we shift our weight into either side of our body for the balancing poses. So I invite you to close your eyes, have the feet be hip width apart, maybe even shoulder width apart, just feel nice and strong. And open up the shoulders, let the shoulders just roll down naturally. Open up this heart space. And again, just close your eyes, take some nice deep breaths, taking it all in. Hopefully you can hear the sound of the birds in the background, maybe some roosters. Again, breathing in and out of the nose, listening to the sound of the breath in the back of the throat. Now, keeping your eyes closed, we're just going to slowly start to shift the weight into either foot. I really want you to pay attention to what happens in the body. There's no right or wrong answer. Just take a moment to feel the moment that the shift happens, what's happening automatically. You can keep your eyes closed, you can continue shifting either side. But what I feel, the moment that I shift the weight over to that side, I can feel it in the soles of my feet, I can feel the ankles, I can feel the calves start to activate, the muscles around the knees, the thighs, I can feel it all the way up to my gut, all the way up to my glutes, right? The butt, the activate. Everything really turns on. So it's amazing that all of that happens just naturally the moment that the shift occurs. So if your eyes are not already open, go ahead and open them up. And then let's go ahead and take our first side of tree. So again, we're going to stand up nice and tall. Really think about the feet grounding into the earth or into the mat, into the floor, wherever you are, and then lengthening through the crown of the head, just like a tree, right? They're growing, they're rooted, and yet they're lifting and lengthening. So then let's shift over to the right leg. Before we do anything else, I'm going to want to ask you to go ahead and firm the lower belly, the lower belly, and then lift up the other leg. We can start here at this first position, which is perfect. This is kickstand. This is a great option, especially if balance might be a little bit tricky or challenging. Or maybe perhaps we're able to have the foot come up anywhere on the calf. Arms can be wherever it feels more stable. Maybe hands at heart center, maybe out at the sides. Maybe your arms are up. This is your practice. So do what feels good and which provides stability for you today. And remember, every day is different. So just because yesterday maybe you were able to do something, perhaps today that might be a little bit of difference. So give yourself some compassion. Or third option might be to place that foot on the upper inner thigh. What we want to do is avoid placing it anywhere on the knee joint. Joints are super important, so we want to protect them and not put any undue pressure when we don't need to. So if the foot is up here in the upper inner thigh,
wherever the foot is coming, we want to press it towards the leg. The leg and the foot are pressing towards one another. We're balancing, so you should already feel it in that. The soles of the right foot, the arches of the right foot, the ankle of that right foot. Pick a point that's not me to focus on. Maybe a beautiful spot in the background. It's a papaya tree that might be perfect. And again, just think of everything moving towards the midline of your body, right? So wherever the leg is, press the leg and the foot towards one another. And if you have problem balancing, that's okay. Just get back on the horse there. If the balancing feels good, keep on breathing. We're still holding. Maybe start to play with the arms. Maybe lift the gaze. Either way, let's bring our hands to heart center wherever they might be. Holding for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. Give the standing leg a little shake. A lot going on there. If yours feels like mine does, we did a lot of activation there. So just be aware of that. That's huge. It's beautiful. This is a beautiful pose, and there's a lot going on. You can practice in the store as you're waiting in line. We're all waiting in a lot of lines now. So, you know, there's a lot of times that you can practice balancing. So let's try the other side. Stand up nice and tall. Let's shift the weight over into the other leg. Firm the lower belly, and you know where you're going. Whatever you did with the foot on the first side, make sure that you continue to do that on the other side as well. Always remember to breathe. Feel the foot really rooted into the earth. Lengthen from the crown of the head. Squeeze everything towards the midline of the body. Alright, so let's play with the arms here maybe. Maybe not, it's okay. Just stay where you are, wherever it feels good for you, wherever you feel stable. Maybe lift up your heart. And then let's bring the arms back down through heart center. Holding for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. Give the standing leg a little shake. And let's go ahead and return to our mat. So let's do a little half sun salutation, and we'll come down to our seats. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees. Go ahead and place one knee down, and then go ahead and take a seat. So let's go ahead and bring the feet out in front of us. And then we're going to have the hands come back, and the fingers are going to be pointing towards our back. And there's maybe, I would say maybe about 7 inches or so away from my fingers and my butt. We're going to give the elbows a little bend, especially if you hyperextend your elbows. We don't want to do that. We don't want to lock any joints out or any elbows, lock out our elbows. And then let's go ahead and place the feet so that they're hip width or outer hip width apart. And then you can bring the feet maybe a little bit closer towards the buttocks. We're going to do a reverse table pose here, so take a nice big breath in. And then as we exhale, we're going to press into the feet, kind of like we did in our bridge series earlier, but we're also going to press into our hands, lift up our hearts towards the sky as we lift the hips up as well. The head is not dropping back. The neck is active. And again, we want to make sure that the elbows are not locked out. Keep on pressing into the feet, maybe lifting the hips up. And then exhale and slowly lower the hips. And then go ahead and come back up to sitting. So let's go ahead and do Navasana, boat pose. Seems appropriate here with our nice view. So we're going to come back here, and we're gonna actually just sit on our sit bones nice and tall, really lengthening through the crown of the head. And so you can move any extra flesh you might have underneath the butt here in order to get those sit bones really connected. And then we're gonna keep the feet out in front of us just for a moment here. I think we're about to get some visitors from a dog. Hi! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! What are you babies doing? What are you doing? Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness! All right, all right. You guys playing? All right. We love the farm. Those are not my dogs, but I love them as if they are. So, sorry for the brief interruption. Let's go back to Navasana. All right. All right, so sitting up nice and tall, connecting those sit bones into the earth. You can keep the hands here in front of the shins if that feels good. But again, really just think about really straightening that back, lifting up through the heart. And then maybe you can actually bring the hands underneath the knees as we start to roll back onto the sit bones. Maybe even balancing on the sit bones here as we bring the knees in towards the chest. And then if we want to take it further, maybe bringing the shins up a little bit further so that they're parallel. Maybe bringing the arms out towards the sides, again lifting through the heart. And you can also straighten the legs out. Keep holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees, place the feet onto the mat. And give yourself a little hug. Just let the head go. Nice big breath in. And again, exhale and just release. All right. Inhale and come back up. And then now let's go ahead and come onto our backs. All right, just like we began the practice here with bridge work, we're going to continue that bridge work, but we're going to add on a little bit more. So this first one's going to be just like we did at the beginning of the class. We're going to walk the feet up closer towards the buttocks. Feet are going to be hip width or outer hip width apart. And bring the arms down by the sides. Big breath in. Exhale. Press and lift and hold. One more big breath. Exhale and slowly lower the hips down. Alright, next set. So this time we're going to bend our arms right at the elbows. So now our hands are kind of facing up towards the sky. We're going to really kind of press into the elbows just to get the kind of feeling that we're going for. As soon as we press into the elbows, the chest pops up. That action of puffing up and pressing into the backs of the arms is what we're going for here. So again, keep the four corners of each foot grounded. Take a big breath in. And you can splay the fingers out, spreading them nice and wide so the fingers and the hands are nice and active. Big breath in. Exhale. Press into the feet. Lift the hips and start to press into the elbows, the backs of the arms, all the way up to the shoulders. So not only are the feet and the legs active, but so is the upper part of the body. Big breath in. Exhale and slowly lower the hips back down. And then let go of the arms. Just take a nice breath. So this next set, you can do either one of those variations, or we'll go ahead and take it to the next step here. I'll walk you through it. Again, if this is within your practice, this is great. And if not, just do the variation. Either one of them is great. Big breath in. Exhale, press into the feet, lift the hips up. Now we're going to start to lean over to one side, tuck the upper outer arms towards the center or midline of the body, until we're able to maybe bring the hands closer. If you're not able to clasp the hands, just press the palms into the mat. Press the backs of the arms, the backs of the shoulders. If you're able to clasp the hands, go ahead and press the hands down. Keep it nice and active. Keep the four corners of each foot grounded. One more nice big breath in. As you exhale, we're going to slowly come out just like we did. So untucking the upper outer arms, unclasping those hands, and lowering the hips down by the side. Just take a couple of breaths, feeling the sensations going on in the lower back, maybe the thighs, maybe the feet. Just feel what's going on in the body. And then go ahead and bring the knees up to the chest. Give yourself another little hug. Maybe this time take the knees wide, keeping the feet kind of closer together. And then let's go ahead and lower the feet back onto the mat. So we're going to bring the arms out to a T. We're going to straighten the right leg, sending it straight up towards the sky. And then we're going to fold it over, making the shape of a 4. So you can hopefully see that. Here, I'll just switch directions here on you. So big breath in. And then as we exhale, that left knee is going to open up, taking the sole of the right foot for a little ride. It does not matter that the sole of the right foot comes in contact with anything whatsoever. Just enjoy the stretch on that right side of the body. And then inhale and come back up. Again, exhale, going the same direction. So left knee opens up. And flex that right foot. See if that changes the nature of any part of the stretch for you versus keeping that foot nice and floppy. Activate it. Inhale to come back up. And one more time over to that side. And inhale. Switch legs. So right leg goes up. We'll send the left leg up. Folding it over, making the shape of a 4. Big breath in. Exhale. Let the right knee open up this time, taking the left sole of it with it. Inhale, come back up. Exhale. Inhale. One more time to that side. Again, flex that left foot. And inhale, coming back up. Okay. We're going to bring the knees again back towards the chest. Give yourself one nice final hug. And maybe if it feels good to rock to side, or maybe even just do some nice circles, holding the knees with the hands and circling around, giving your lower back and sacrum a nice massage. If you are doing circles and that feels good, make sure that you circle in both directions. And then return back to center. Go ahead and place the soles of the feet down. And then make your way into Shavasana. So I like to go ahead and spread my feet out. If it feels better for you to keep your knees bent, maybe taking the feet wide, allowing the knees to come towards one another if that feels good. Do whatever feels good. And moving into corpse pose or Shavasana, which is truly one of the most important poses of the entire practice. Make any sort of a little adjustments. Find your way into super duper comfy zone so that if you wanted to take a nap from right here, you could. Allow the hands and the palms to just be facing up towards the sky, open to receive.
And let's just let go of all of the breath. Don't think about anything. Just let the belly rise and fall. Again, softening the muscles around the face, around the eyes, and that space between the eyebrows. Just take a moment to scan through your body. Really send the breath to every single part. Use each exhale to just relax, soften, and just melt into the support of the mat. Take note of where your jaw is. If it's tense, allow it to go slack. And allow the tongue to fall to the bottom of the mouth if it's at the roof of the mouth. There's a lot of tension that sometimes, unbeknownst to us, is held in this area. It can feel really good to just let that go. Feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you would like. Or draw your awareness back to the body, back to the breath, back to this space. Maybe start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Make some small movements. Maybe even circle the wrists and the ankles if that feels okay. And when you're ready, take a nice big inhale, bringing the arms up above the head. Take a nice big breath in as if you were stretching first thing in the morning. And your exhale, bring the knees back up to the chest. One more nice final hug. Bring the knees back together. We're going to make our way over to the left side using that left arm as a nice pillow. Just take a couple of breaths here. Just allow your body to soften again. Big breath in. Exhale, slowly push yourself up. Let the head be left. And then let's come to any comfortable sitting position. Might feel good to sit on a blanket or even perhaps a block, but just move into any comfortable sitting position. Let's ground those sit bones into the earth, move any extra flesh you might have. Allow the shoulders to just simply soften. And then let's bring our hands to heart center. We're going to slowly just bring our chin towards our chest the slightest amount. Close the eyes. Again, relax the face. Take a nice couple of breaths in.
Mahalo for joining me today. Namaste. I hope you'll join me again for more yoga on the farm with Suzy. Aloha.